While the Saudi Pro League is attracting some of the biggest names in football and paying them monthly salaries of $6 per second, Sheffield United Saudi Prince is not bankrolling a money-spending machine at Bramall Lane. Saudi Prince Abdullah bin Mosaad bin Abdulaziz Al Saud completed an unusual takeover from the previous owner, Kevin McCabe, 3 years ago following a bitter court battle. This resulted in the local property magnate receiving just £5 million for a 50% stake in the club, previously valued at £104 million. Since that point, investment has dried up. The most recent accounts published last summer showed United owed £18.25 million in outstanding transfer fees, although their total liabilities are understood to be far higher as the club has been backloading transfer payments for several years. Had Blades manager Paul Heckingbottom not secured promotion back to the Premier League last season, there was a real danger their financial black hole may have overwhelmed the club. Since their relegation from the Premier League in 2021, Sheffield United has been propped up by parachute payments which are handed to all demoted clubs for 3 years after they fall out of the top flight of English football. That financial assistance is around £45 million a year, and that money was keeping Sheffield United above the financial threshold as Prince Abdullah tried to set up a deal to sell the club. The club posted a loss of £15.2 million for the year ending June 30th, 2022, with turnover and sponsorship collapsing after their Premier League relegation. Amid this gloomy backdrop, Prince Abdullah has been trying to sell the club, and he has confirmed there are 2 or 3 serious offers on the table to buy the Blades. We are talking with many parties. Every week we get a new offer. Heckingbottom pulled off a minor miracle to get Sheffield United back into the Premier League as he was working under a transfer embargo last season after the Football League issued the punishment following Sheffield United's failure to make transfer payments to another club. That meant Heckingbottom could not strengthen his squad in January, and this summer he has been hit with fresh blows following the club's failure to hang on to some of their promotion heroes. In addition, Heckingbottom has been working with a limited budget due to the owner restricting finances amid the takeover talks. It has been as difficult as it could be, said the Sheffield United manager. I wanted to prepare everyone for what could happen, and guess what? It has happened, and players left. But there's no time for excuses. Sheffield United's financial state of play after bonus payment issue report causes alarm. A Daily Mail headline claimed that Sheffield United can't afford to pay the bonuses, reporting real concern among Paul Heckingbottom's squad over when their money was to be received after helping guide the Blades into the top flight. United's delicate financial situation has been well documented, with CEO Stephen Bettis moving to quash speculation that the Blades were close to administration. When a company goes into administration, it means it has entered a legal process under the Insolvency Act 1986 with the aim of achieving one of the statutory objectives of an administration. This may be to rescue a viable business that is insolvent due to cash flow problems. Bettis did admit, however, that United is not paying suppliers in a bid to ensure that all available money is diverted to the football side of the business. A combination of season ticket and FA Cup prize money helped steady the financial ship while United continued their push for the Premier League, which was reached with a league promotion. United agreed a deal to exit their transfer embargo, striking an agreement to defer the due payment deal into the future and lift the trading block. But that payment is still outstanding, and after splashing the cash on the likes of Ali McBurney, Sander Berge, and Ryan Brewster when United last reached the Premier League, the club is still paying the price for some of that transfer generosity. In published accounts, made up to June 2021, owed just over £18.25 million in outstanding transfer payments. Those companies and suppliers owed money by Sheffield United will hope that their arrears are addressed sooner rather than later, especially with some having first learned about the Blades' plans to not pay them via Bettis' quotes in the media, after invoices originally went unpaid without explanation, and that will account for some of the Premier League windfall. Often overlooked factors like energy bills, which have increased dramatically of late, are also eating away at United's budget, while training recently was disrupted after an oil supplier refused to top up the tanks that fueled the undersoil heating at Shirecliffe until a £26,000 bill was settled. Use of software for scouts and analysts was also restricted until United settled their outstanding arrears, with both amounts subsequently paid. There seems little prospect of a repeat of the transfer spend seen after United's last promotion to the Premier League, with owner Prince Abdullah wanting to make United a self-sustainable club. He is still open to the idea of selling his stake in the Blades, despite promotion, amid fresh uncertainty over Dozie Mababusi's takeover bid. The Nigerian businessman is known to have fronted a significant, seven-figure sum as a sign of his commitment to taking over the club, with question marks over what happens to that cash should his bid not go through. The sale of Aaron Ramsdale helped soften the blow financially following relegation from the Premier League. Sheffield United's financial picture shows the challenge relegated clubs face when they drop out of the Premier League. The club published its accounts for the year that covered their first season back in the Championship, and it revealed a £15.2 million loss. Arsenal completed the signing of Aaron Ramsdale for an initial £24 million. Had it not been for the sale of Aaron Ramsdale, those figures would have looked bleak and, as a result, were fairly solid for a club that was adjusting to life back in the second tier. Football finance expert Kieran Maguire was not surprised to see Sheffield United posting a loss, with revenue down by £48 million. The financial picture prior to promotion, which will also see a lot of the first installment of Premier League cash used to settle outstanding debts as well as contribute towards promotion bonuses and pay rises, will explain the need for a more reserved approach to spending this time round as they look to reset. Extraordinary cost-cutting measures. Sheffield United has introduced a series of extraordinary cost-cutting measures to avoid entering administration. Sportsmail revealed the full extent of the financial crisis gripping the Blades, who have failed to pay suppliers and turned off the undersoil heating at the training ground in a desperate attempt to ensure they can afford to pay their players. United's cash crisis has worsened, which has led to the club introducing some extraordinary cost-saving measures, including turning off the undersoil heating at the club's Shirecliff training ground and ordering the players to train inside. Instructing ground staff to cut back on the use of grass fertilizer on training pitches to save money. Limiting the amount of paint used across various club sites. Restricting the use of specialist data and analysis software by club scouts has hampered their ability to prepare the squad for matches.